Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? We're all coming to you from luxurious locations, locales. Jeb, where are you coming to us from?
I'm just sitting above
Come on, you can.
Central
Come on.
Park.
There we go. Hell yeah. There you go, Jeb. THC, what about you, man?
I just new mansion in Montreal still.
Nice,
Oh
nice.
yeah.
John, yourself?
I think I'm in downtown LA somewhere.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I think I'm gonna. I don't know where I am. I think Vancouver, maybe. Is Vancouver on the water? Is this got Vancouves?
It is.
Yeah, we're in the
Yeah.
Vancouves. Are these all different rooms in the same house that is Roham's? Yes. All right. This is gonna drive me nuts, especially
Yeah.
because of the my headphones in the background. So I'm going to switch my virtual background. It's good to be back. We get a fun one today. Would like to shout out the Dapper verse for just, throwing everything they had at us in one day today. So what we're going to do today, we're going to dive into the blog that you might not even know just came out. That came out a few minutes ago. We'll kind of go over that pretty quickly. Then we will dive into just chef's kiss. Just the greatness, the goodness, the vibes that was today. But in honor of our Lord and Savior, Roham, go ahead, like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Roham into the chat, and then I'll give away something that won't be worth nearly as much as his net value towards the end of this show. So let you guys. So I don't know. Is there anything we need to hit before we start with the blog, or are we just diving into the blog, seeing what Top Shot gave us tonight, and then we'll talk about Roham?
Yeah, I think we got to warm up.
Dive in, yeah. I think we
Stretch.
dive in. I'm coming in pretty cold to this. I scrolled for about 2 seconds while I was making dinner. Didn't really read much, so I'm ready to live react with the boys.
I want to shout out Real Rad Dad because Real Rad Dad in the Discord shared a photo of something that was in the blog, and then which was good news for him and I think in general. And then immediately sent the meme of the "I'm sorry" or "Congrats" TLDR, and I just love the energy of finding the one photo in the blog and being like, "I'm good," I got it. So let's we'll dive into it. This just came out about 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. We were just like, hey, we got a big blog coming. So I think
They took off dark mode this time, right? Usually they're in dark mode, but this time we went light mode.
Yeah, they're in dark mode. They also said it came out on February 28th, which I thought was kind of cute.
But that's on par with their blogs.
That's true too.
The blog always says a date earlier than it actually is live.
They're gonna be like, we're actually in Mountain Time when we posted it. So, but let's dive in a little bit here. So we talked a little bit about the app. Within the next few months, we'll have app access. Everyone will, all of us. That includes our friends using Androids. TSC, you got an Android link today, right? How did that work out?
I got an Android link today. Clicked on it, took me to the Play Store, and it said something went wrong, and still doesn't work.
Well, luckily, it's coming as of today. They'll be additionally unveiling new versions of the app with features as the NBA season continues to unfold. We're taking community feedback, so there you go. Nothing that we need to say on the app.
Have
right?
you guys gone into the app?
Yeah.
No,
it doesn't work.
Oh yeah, you guys are Android nerds.
Yep.
So my quick takeaway on the app is it's nice for pack openings because I ripped all 28 of my celebration airdrops on it. And that was kind of fun.
I forgot I have those.
It doesn't play the moment though, which is kind of weird. So feel like they got to figure that out because that's like a pretty key part of the experience is seeing the moment. But other than that, it went pretty fast. And the part that I am bummed about the app right now is you can't use it to search anything. Sometimes I just want to look at okay, what's going on with this moment or what are these moments doing? And you can't really do that. So somewhat useless right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll say it looks pretty cool. I do think it looks cool.
I mean, it looks great.
And I think it's the first version of it. So I'll give them a little leeway there. I imagine
iterate.
Yeah, it'll get better. It'll get better, just like they said. But whatever. I mean, as everyone in the chat and on Twitter has said, now that the app is live, we should be mooning. So I don't think we even have to talk about it too much. Let's go to the Top Shot score because I do think there's something good about this part of the blog. I thought was pretty fire. I also want to know, are people? Show me the receipts of these questions. No one. I love Top Shot, but it's almost like a full-time job trying to keep up with everything happening. Do you have plans to make it easier to follow? Who sent that? And did they phrase it like that, or they were like, whatever? I'm not going to yell about it.
I think that's a real question. Is it an important question? Probably not, but I think that's a real question. I do think there are people that they have kids and jobs and all this other stuff. They're not dedicated to the grind.
I don't doubt that. The way this is phrased, I was like, whatever.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I actually was thrown off when I was scrolling through this because I thought the comment was relative to it's a full-time job, keep it up with like Top Shot score, and I was like, what the fuck, like. But this makes more sense if it's talking about like everything related to Top Shot. I guess that makes a bit more sense.
Yeah, they just took a general question and put it under Top Shot score. But yeah, so just saying yes on two fronts. First, a revamped notification system. Shout out to mobile. And then second, we're making strides to have a transparent system when it comes to Top Shot score leaderboard. I would love to know why. Yeah, it's a great comment by Ghost Series and GBT. Curious why like it can't be transparent yet. And that we're working towards it. But okay, that's cool. Top Shot score and upcoming rare legendary drops. This is what I thought this was like some of the good stuff. So every Top Shot. All right, I'm not going to explain what collector score is. 90% of our guaranteed legendary packs and guaranteed MGLE packs will be set aside for priority access. We like that. All right, so we already knew that, but that is leading to this, which I think is what's actually the photo that Red Dead took. So the rookie revelations, Top Shot 50, both of those will cost $4.99. Hey, we're getting there. And both packs will offer a credit back, which I do think we should talk about because I think that was sexy. And then priority access for the rookie revs and Top Shot 50 will start at 100K. So there you go. 100K gets you one, 500K gets you one, but gets you $50 back. You're over in the millie. There you go. You guys know how to read a photo. I guess let's
read a
photo. What is total drop score?
I think that's Top Shot score. We don't have to. Are you being a dickhead?
No, it's the early adopter bonus or whatever.
Oh, sorry, John. I take it back. So maybe
is the early adopter? Oh, there you go. Total drop score, Top Shot score plus early adopter.
Yeah, there you
is
go.
It still live? Is there? When does the early adopter bonus run out?
End of the series, maybe.
2048. But I thought this was. I think this was good because we have the premium pack that's coming out today, or I don't know. You can reserve it today. I do like. I mean, I guess let's just talk about this. I kind of like this credit back thing. I like that it's actually utilizing the Top Shot, Drop Shot, Baller score. I think that it's good that we're using that now that it's March 1st and there's 19 games left in the regular season. But I don't know what we're TSC. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up to Jeb. What was kind of like from this portion of the announcement, the blog, what we've seen? How do you feel?
I think this is the best thing they've done in Series 4.
Well, dude, let's talk to the captains first, man. Why are you going to do something like that?
I will reiterate. I think this is the best thing they've done in Series 4.
Yeah. Feel free to elaborate on it just because we're doing an hour show. But if you want to leave it at that.
No, like it just this is like the first decision where like I think it's like something that's different, innovative in a good way. And like creating a reason to have a higher Top Shot score or whatever it's called, TDS on this one. And it gives you, something more than just access to packs because, I mean, the packs haven't been like that sought after. It hasn't been like people have really been like, oh, I can't get into them at all.
Right.
And we're so late in it. And these are the first packs that maybe people would like feel bad about missing out. But like, I don't even know that people would really feel that way. Like if someone has like a Top Shot score of 50, are they like 50,000? Are they really like, oh, I can't get this pack? I don't know at $4.99, but like someone that's like close to that million might be like, wow, $100 off this pack would really like make me like change the way I'd approach this.
Yeah. Well, can we talk about the credit back a little bit? I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like I love the idea.
That's great. I think that's super. I'm always bagging them for not being innovative, so I think that's a pretty innovative way to do it, and it helps. Reward it in tiers, right? It's like, it gives the people that have a shit ton of TSS a reason to be excited about it, right? And then those people are. I mean, I don't know if you want to look at it on a spectrum, right? The people with over 2.5 million Top Shot score are probably more likely to hold on to the moments when they open them, and if they can get them for $150 cheaper, that helps that, right? So I think that's a little bit of an economic booster for sure too, right? Because it a lower entry point kind of incentivizes you to hold a bit.
Yeah. Man, I
Yeah.
just like too, the people who have been collecting the most and have spent the most, they're like, hey, you want to get 2 packs for 500 each? Well, guess what? It's only going to cost you 800 total instead. I like that. I think that's a
Yeah.
sharp way to do it. And then even like you can't even, because a lot of the times we're like, we're only rewarding the whales. Like this is a different way. It's not taking an opportunity away from you, but it's making their opportunity a little bit sweeter. So I like that a lot.
And even scroll down to like because I think the next picture down is for the MGLE one as well. And like,
Yeah.
so like, we're not talking like you don't have to be a massive whale to be like, knocking $5 off this. And I think this also helps with the like, oh, well, like the difference between having 25 and 100 is nothing. Well, now, like, yes, it's like there's still cutoffs, but there's like more kind of tiers to it. And there's more of an advantage to have those different things without being like, okay, like now everyone has access to the same number of packs essentially over, 50,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of nuance here. And I think it's really well thought out. And just the fact that you're incentivized to like keep all of your moments instead of say, oh, okay, well, I break the 100,000 like gated score. So let me send the rest of my moments to this other account that my wife owns or my girlfriend's dog owns and like double dip here. Like there's a reason to just keep all of your moments. And like, there's a distinct difference between 5 million and 100,000, which this is the first time we're really seeing that.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. I agree with both of those. I like the nuance in it. I like that I don't know. Again,
the price point for the legendary pack, being $4.99, I think is encouraging to see, right? I think the Magic pack was $6.99, right? But then most of the ones before that with the legendary had been in the $8.99, $9.99 range, right? So
yeah.
having, it would have been a bloodbath if they came out at $9.99, right? So having it at $4.99, I think makes a lot of sense. I mean, all these legendaries are going to be out of 50, I think, or did they come? I don't know if they've
I think rookies 75
done the rookies. Yeah. Okay, rookies are 75. Yeah, so I mean, still, relatively rare legendaries, and a low price point and pretty. What's the minimum threshold to get $50 off on the legendaries? Like, was it 500,000?
On the yeah, I think it's 500,000. Yeah,
500,000. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a good chunk, but I feel like a lot of people that have been sticking around for a while are probably pretty close to that if they've still got a decent amount of moments and are going to be interested in going for this. So, I think it's great, and I'm glad they lowered the price. I mean, I did a couple tweets yesterday about what the price of things are at, and as it relates to offers and low ask and stuff like that, and there's plenty of legendaries that are going to be under $300, in these drops, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I want to move on to the next thing because I was kind of excited to talk about this, but mainly, and before I scroll down to it, mainly because this is my biggest frustration with the setup of how they communicate with us right now with the blogs, and we got a tweet from the NBA Top Shot Updates account a couple of days ago that was just like, hey, blog's coming. We saw that NFL All Day did something and you guys want something, so a blog is coming. And also, if you haven't asked any questions yet, here's the email to do it. Yet the blog had already been done, right? So like there wasn't actually an opportunity to ask some of these questions, and it wasn't brought up until it was too late. And they can say, yes, the emails are already available, but I think there was a lot of dialogue in the last week or two about how they decided to do this LeBron challenge. The LeBron airdrop, as NBL pointed out, that it was against him, which it wasn't what he was saying. He was just proving the point.
I mean, he kind of did say that.
Yeah, but he was doing it to highlight what could be happening. And I think this would have been a perfect time to address this. And because the blog is curated in the way that it is, and this is the way that Top Shot communicates.
Didn't they address that?
Didn't they address? So they said by locking moments in your collection.
They do later talk about it by talking about how some legendary moments will have parallels.
Well, yeah, right. I did read that. Oh god.
But so but to just cover this real quick, right? So they talked about the duos, they talked about the clamps. Today we share happy details about the third and fourth, the top 250. The spoiler alert, this podcast is at, what did he say?
He says, spoiler alert, this podcast is actually pre-packaged and the chat doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. So it talked about the top 250 collectors on each team leaderboard will receive a rare moment. That'll be a reel. Top 50 collectors get which, like, we talked about this. I felt like when they first introduced this, I think that's great. Like, I love that shit that there's an like.
Well, I think that's fucking stupid. You
That if
just
you're-
another freaking real moment. It's like the same shit as dynamic duos and squad goals and whatever the hell. It's all the same stuff.
Clamps, baby.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
like that it
clamps
was
is like a comment. But
I like that it was minted in a way that it was considered a rare. This was considered a legendary. I do like that. All right, hold on. Maybe I missed it then. They explained why they decided not to communicate to us
Oh, they
why.
did.
oh,
No,
just
they
wait.
didn't
We'll
no,
keep
they didn't
scrolling.
explain
We'll keep
it.
scrolling.
They kind of talk about what they'll do moving
there we go.
forward.
They're talking about distribution randomization a bit.
I'm saying the thrill of pulling a number one is something everybody wants to experience. So we're making a shit ton more number ones, baby.
Yeah.
This
but that
is such
like,
garbage too. I know that's
It's
not what you
so
wanted to talk about,
stupid.
Mike, but this is garbage.
yeah, go ahead. Let's do
this
this.
is
Let's do this.
Like
Go
the
ahead.
parallels suck, and now they're adding parallels to other like other like they did with clamps. No one cared. They're doing it with this like wow. Now it's like they're like every collector remembers pulling number one or a jersey because like that's special because it doesn't happen very often. So like now
Right.
they're just diluting it. It's like
It's millennial
I see,
bullshit.
I
Everyone
see
gets
like
a trophy.
6 people pulling a number one a day on Twitter. Everybody's
Yeah.
like, oh, cool. Another number one.
It's like incredible how they have continued to just dilute the product. Like it's almost like they're trying to at this point. It's impressive.
Yeah, TSC's gonna throw up.
So I'll do a quick counterpoint here. I was just looking at the clamps out of 25 parallels. These things have been selling for like a couple $100, like $300, $400, $500.
Hell yeah.
So I mean, I
Okay,
maybe
that's
that
so-
is good.
That's
maybe
great.
I stand corrected.
No. I'm dying on this hill. I think
I'll clean this puke up off the floor for the parallels. Jeez.
No,
Sorry,
no.
John.
I think
Yeah,
like
I don't know.
that's good that people are getting their money's worth, but like they're objectively, whether it's working or not, they're objectively diluting the product into the at least like you can think parallels are cool, whatever. But the fact that like instead of having one number one cereal and maybe a jersey cereal, now there's like 10 of each is like laughable. Like it is so objectively dumb. And the whole point of the serial number in the first place was like when it was minted on the blockchain. They're the same moment still. They're it's so dumb. It's so dumb. It cheapens. It completely destroys like one of the pure elements of collectability that Top Shot had.
I love it. I
Dude,
know.
At
these
least,
things
like-
are selling for a good amount. I think I'm team parallel.
At least
I think I'm team
make
legendary
like
parallels.
Make-
I'm
like, if-
Team Evil Wizard Money Gang. So
Oh,
if we're talking like these reels for these team moments or whatever, like at least make the moment what makes them the parallel, not just like slapping some different picture on it. Like make the like best one the full reel, and then the other one is like 3/4 of the length. The other
You
is, like,
don't
half the
think-
length.
I love that.
It's like,
And then, but everybody gets one though. And so if you only own one moment, it's just like the beginning of a dribble.
It's just the cube opens and closes. Like, it doesn't even play anything.
That's great. I love that. I love that. I like to go back to the like out of 250 and out of 50 or whatever. I kind like to me, I'm not. It goes back to like the team leaderboard, player leaderboard. I kind of
Hold on. Bring up a deep threat. How would you like this, John? How do you
Instead of a
think this
Lego
would
out of
sell?
50, why not be 50 parallels that are 1 of 1?
I mean,
I
that's how
mean,
cardboard
dude.
works.
Hey, look, we can make fun of parallels, but if they're gonna give me one, that sells for $500 instead, okay, let's think about this. I'm just being open here, boys.
This
We
is
get a
so
clamp-
close to Jeb's like 1 minute of shit. Do you know what I'm saying? This is so close.
Okay, you get a clamps leaderboard, you get number 2 out of 1,500, and you sell it for $40. You get a clamps leaderboard, you get a 2 out of 10, you sell for $400. I mean,
Yeah, but how
You know?
much? It's also I think you have to also look before you get too excited, John. you have to look at how much these people are locking in order to get those moments, and also
that's an absurd amount. I know,
also how liquid it is.
No,
like,
no, I don't think you could like add that in like in this distinct.
what are you talking about?
No, but no. Like, yes, obviously it's not worth it and everything, but like what John is saying, like if they were to like those people still lock that amount. They didn't lock that amount because all of a sudden they were getting a parallel out of 10 instead of one out of 250. They didn't know that when they locked it. So
I'm just saying,
like in the other scenario, like John was saying, they get one that's selling for $40 versus selling for 400. They still lock the same amount of shit. So John's situation, when we're talking what they lock, is still better.
Super Ponzi, which I mean that's why John loves it.
No, I'm still anti it. I'm just saying you can't be like, well, they lock
I'm anti it too, but I'm saying it from a perspective of okay. Let's think about the other perspective where all these fucking people have locked a shit ton of moments and they have a high locked TSS that gives them relatively nothing, right? Except for now they get a refund. But if there's one version of it where you get a randomized number 1 through 250, or there's another version of it where you get a little bit better passive income off of your locking if you have locked up a bunch. Like, I mean, that's a positive. I didn't realize these freaking things were selling for a lot of money, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're not actually selling. There's like 2 or 3 sales.
That's what I'm saying. They're not liquid.
I mean, they're not liquid, but they look good on paper. And if you could get one off your hands, I mean, I'd rather. Okay, if I'm number 9 on a leaderboard, I'd rather not get a number 9 out of 250 serial. I'd rather get a number 9 out of 10, right?
Sure,
John.
And I'm not saying like nobody's doing these leaderboards, like nobody's completing these leaderboards like to get the prize, right? It's the LeBron one is okay. The LeBron one's an example, I think.
No, but people are locking on this hopium that they're going to get something. Like they're not just locking to lock. They were promised, chess not checkers. They were told that locking was going to be way
okay. I think
way
people.
More...
Yeah. I mean, I think people locked before the summer or before the 750 snapshot because of that. But like, I don't really think there's going to be a lot of craziness for like this 250 one.
I'm going to be locking the shit out of myself.
People aren't locking like crazy now. They've already locked their entire collections.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like nobody's reading this blog and being like, oh, fuck yeah, I got to lock some more Bucks moments or something, right? Yeah. People are just like, oh, I'll get
about that.
Also, real quick to Andrew. Andrew said, wait, hold on. Andrew is saying it makes sense to give people higher on the leaderboard something slightly better. It's fine. Oh, we all agree with that. No one is disagreeing with that at all. We're all on the same page. John is just trying to tell us to buy parallels right now. We're not having it.
Smash those parallels.
51 of ones. I think that's better.
All right. I forget what I was even going to yell about. Anyways,
this is where I stopped. So this is all going to be new to me. I'm so excited.
Series 4 and Series 5 supply rules. I'm just going to kind of fire through this. So I apologize if it's me talking a little bit, and then you guys just chime in when you're ready. We've shared some rules for Series 4 already, including rookies with rookie debut moments will not receive an additional base set moment. Rookies will have at most 1 rare and 1 legendary regular season moment sold in packs. Highlight regular season. We might see some playoff shit.
Yeah, baby.
For top rookies.
also highlights sold in packs.
Yeah. Why?
Like they just snuck that one in there too.
Yeah. Yes. What the
leaderboards, baby? Leaderboards.
Oh my god! For top rookies,
wait, we skipped the leaderboard one. The player leaderboard one, right?
What?
Didn't they say like MVP is going to be a legendary? Yeah.
I think it's
right there.
Oh, did I miss that?
Yeah, right
here. Oh yeah, here we go.
So the player leaderboards are rares and legendaries, basically. So I think that's pretty cool.
So you're in on that, but you're out on the other same exact fucking thing where it's like
no. So like I mean, okay. There's already too many moments on the platform for every player for every category. Setting that aside, I think it's a positive that they chose to do a 50 mint count legendary for the most valuable player leaderboard, right? Like agreed. Instead of doing another fucking top 700 rare to go with the players 4 other rares and 3 fandoms and 2 other melts from earlier in the season.
I'm gonna listen to what KGB's saying, and I agree. We do need a mental health check. Let's get in honor of what we're doing right now.
I noticed that I noticed that some of my Series 2 moments, I spent a lot of money on them, and it's not worth as much. So, Jacob, can you make it worth more?
Yeah, shout out Jacob wherever you
That's
are.
a good one.
All right, okay. So yes, we all agree this is cool. We like all NBA first team, second.
I don't know about that.
What was the alternate in your head, TSC? What was the alternate when they first announced this?
Well, I
before
mean,
they didn't do this, so now they're
this is
just
a-
making more
yeah,
moments.
that's my
I mean,
point.
okay, I already brought that up at the top, saying they didn't need to do this, but after they chose to do this, however many months ago when they announced it, I immediately thought we don't need more moments of all these players, but I hope it's not a top 1,000 or top whatever, right? Because then it just is like even stupider, right? If 1,000 people were dropped a Giannis, out of 1,000 moment, that's just stupid, right? But if or Jokic or whoever wins MVP, but if it's out of 50, I mean, whatever, it's a little bit extra action.
I mean, it's at least none of them are common or fandom tier, but it's I've been of the opinion that they need to drastically reduce supply and not continue to add to it. So
that is very fair. Like my agreement with this would be like, why? Okay, this is out of 50 for the most valuable player. It's going to happen at the same time that the Top Shot 50 pack happens. Why not just make Jokic's Top Shot 50 an airdrop or whoever wins MVP, right? Like, don't do a Top Shot 50 and a player leaderboard right after.
How am I supposed to afford this if we're just giving stuff away? Okay.
I agree with what the chat's saying too. I think John's trying to win his Discord back tonight. I think that's happening.
Actually, this is the first PPE comment that I've ever agreed with. You know what I like. I don't know what I want.
And it's incredible because he's got this on mute and he's just throwing comments in. Like that's just what PPE does. All right, let me hit this Series 4, Series 5 thing quickly. We already hit that. Rookies will have
one base set per player, baby.
One base set.
You knew that though.
Yeah.
No. That's big. That's big. That's huge.
Didn't say anything about fandom.
Unfloodable.
Some other rules. Today, Top Shot 50 will see 45 editions dropped in packs at 99 mint.
It's out of 99?
Yeah. Instead of 50. There will be 5 unique top shot 50 challenges that involve locking moments from the set to redeem. Rookie Revs will see 18 editions dropped in packs of 75 mint counts. There'll be 2 unique Rookie Revs that'll be involved in a locking challenge.
We need to stop right there. 18, 20 rookies?
Yeah, we're going deep there.
We did this in my Discord a month ago. Like it's really a stretch to get to 14 rookies that are good this year.
And especially when the NBA left Shaden Sharp off the Rising Stars game, are you telling me they're going to give him a rookie rev? Even the NBA was like, you can't come to Utah, bro.
And so we're getting 20 rookie revelation, and then
I can't wait to get my Kennedy Chandler rookie revelation.
And then how many are getting airdropped those moments too? They're like 100 something mints.
250 rare.
All
or
rookie
what do you mean?
team.
Those are 250 mint count.
I mean,
and those are only 5 though, right?
But then the rookie of the year, the rookie of the year is
Oh,
getting rookie revelation.
The
legendary rookie of the year and the rare.
Yeah. I mean,
Black.
Even Andrew's saying he's out on that.
The best rookie is the rookie of the year is going to be
Paolo,
yeah. So Paolo's going to have a 75 rookie revelation. He's going to have a 150 rookie of the year, a 50 rookie of the year legendary, a 150 rookie first team rare, and probably an MGLE out of 399.
Yeah, he's getting an MGLE. He'll probably
he might get a top
anything that's not
shit, like a throwdowns or something.
Any fandoms?
He could get a top shot 50.
No,
he could technically he
could.
He
can't top shot 50.
He could,
I mean, yes, he could, but he's not going to get top shot 50.
Don't say never.
Well, the NBA votes on that, right? Paolo's not going to be a top 50.
Yeah. The NBA Players Association. Bill Simmons actually has a vote this year for Top Shot
Only
50.
one TSD though. That is true. There's
Good
only
point,
one.
Zach, good
And how
point.
many of those are there? All right, let's keep
4,000.
moving. For Series 5, MGLEs will be at $3.99. Top Shot 50s will be minted to $99. 3-star rookies will remain at a 4K.
Wait, what series? 5?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just getting ahead of the game, just planning ahead.
They said that now they will announce one series ahead always.
Yeah, that's
Thank God.
Dude.
Thank
So
God.
MGLs are still $3.99.
It's hell yeah, dude. All right, the boosted hot packs. If you haven't gotten them yet, you'll get them. I think that's what this line was.
How?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
They're coming.
God.
They're coming if you haven't gotten them
We're
yet.
gonna give them to you before all these leaderboard airdrops. That way, the moments are a little bit more valuable then. But based on the above statements, you're probably gonna want to try to sell these pretty quickly because a lot more shit's coming later.
Is that a
They
character,
just,
John? John, you doing character work right there?
I don't know.
That's pretty good, dude.
They're also like it'll just be 6 moments, like no other details.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I agree. It
6
does feel
moment
like
pack.
it should be 50.
I swear, it's 50. What's the point of calling it Top Shot 50?
99. All right, so we talked about the boosted packs in Arena. I was so excited about this section, and then it was just kind of funny because it has nothing to do with Top Shot. Earlier this month, the NBA Top Shot worked with the NBA to offer a new digital collectible with QR codes exclusive to attendees of the Utah 2020. Yeah, we get that sick-ass backboard. And then don't forget the Portland backboard that you could get.
Did you get the backboard? Did you get the backboard, Mike?
Yeah, I claimed that shit.
How many times did you know?
I got the backboard, I think.
Yeah, I got the backboard too.
Yeah, because
fuck? You
everybody
weren't
shared the
there.
QR code. Everybody shared the
Oh my
QR code.
gosh. I could have had something better in my collection than just my one moment.
We see in our arena QR codes over the last 45 activations over the last 45 days. A strong start, valuable lessons, blah blah blah, and then give us your feedback.
Snacks. That's usually.
But hold on, can we just touch on that for a second? Like, go up a bit with the little picture thing. Like Top Shot in Arena, they talk about it. Like they act like they're going to announce something, and then at the end they're like, "Hey, if you got any ideas, let us know."
It's also not
And then
Top
they
Shot.
move on.
Those
Well,
were
yeah,
Top
that
Shot.
too. But that's what I mean.
And
They like
yeah,
talked
yeah.
about it. I
Literally,
don't know.
also,
Wasn't
this
the
is
Utah
just-
one was on Top Shot maybe, but the Portland one definitely wasn't or something?
No, the Portland one definitely wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And
either.
also,
Well, and also this is just the whole reason they're doing this is to pump numbers.
Right.
It's like, oh, look at more
Yeah,
wallets
flow
created. Look how
transactions.
many
Yeah.
wallets we have. Like it's
It gets
not
more private yachts.
This is pretty much. This is not. This is what it increases numbers that venture capitalists like to hear when they're in investment meetings.
I mean,
Like-
that being said, I want to be fair because I am pro activations. Like I do
Yeah,
love
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know, like I'd rather
But-
that than nothing. But this,
But no
doesn't-
one's downloading that. No one's getting that, and then going to Top Shot. There's nothing that connects the two even.
I tell you what, I had a lot more so rare conversations at All-Star Weekend than I did Top Shot conversations, and
What a surprise.
so rare didn't have any QR codes. All right, let's do current events. This is my favorite. I read a headline last week that said a judge declared that NBA Top Shot moments are secure.
This is true.
No. Last week's order in Friel versus Dapper Labs matter only denied Dapper Labs' motion to dismiss the complaint at the case's pleading stage. The judge did not conclude the plaintiffs were right. It's not a final ruling. Courts have repeatedly held that consumer goods. I like that we added some law stuff, including art and collectibles like basketball courts are not securities under federal law. But yeah, we'll wait and see when they go to court. Did Dapper Labs have another round of layoffs? It's wild to me that they were addressing that today.
Like
Right,
how,
Yeah,
I like how
yeah,
they said.
I agree.
Wait, but before it, I really like the. We look forward to vigorously defending our position in court. That's good. That's good. That's really good.
I know. I want to.
Vigorously.
I need.
Well, I
pictures.
mean, they should.
I
Yeah.
like
One
how
stance, baby.
I like how they threw on a is NBA Top Shot safe here so that they could answer that along with was there
Right.
around the layoffs.
Yeah, put this question up here, maybe. Move that up. Yeah, the product's safe, just not the employees. Yeah, was that too far? Was that too far?
Well, no, maybe it means like Dapper Labs is cutting a bunch of shit. Like, are you guys gonna stop at minting moments or something? Or
Are you in a tough part of town?
they're like, no, this is our only revenue source.
Safe for who?
All right, so this is yeah, I feel even bad joking about this. So we already know this though. We've already talked about it at length. They didn't say anything in this segment except we are thinking long term. Short term, we had to get rid of everyone to think long term. Our goal is to grow our community sustainably while prioritizing the long term health and authenticity of each product. So they didn't really talk about what happened there.
I will say, to be fair, like this part is very like tech company stuff. Like they're not. It's not super like out of left field red flag. Like,
do you know what,
you know what I
Jeb?
mean?
I agree. I agree with you. Except here's the thing. That's if we took this outside, like if we if we circled this specific thing, right? And then like, because I was like 60-40 on your side, because we've talked about this privately with this segment, until you know what we're about to talk about. And it's like you add up all of these things and you're like, yeah, maybe this is normal in startup tech world, but also bad.
Yeah, when I think the thing is too is like with the startup, it's not so public. And I mean, maybe I think it's kind of out of Dapper's control also. But I mean, this, as someone who's a software developer and has a lot of friends that work in software development, the churn is pretty crazy at a lot of these companies, and they're very chaotic. So
Jeff, let me ask you from your perspective.
Yeah.
Is Top Shot safe?
I knew this.
I can neither confirm nor deny, Your Honor.
All right, this is my favorite. This is my favorite because what I love is when you can ask a question and then put a bunch of information out without answering the question. And the best part about this is how bad they are. This is how bad this is that this is a curated question. They picked this question. This wasn't on the spot. This is the one they selected. And then they said, in our new structure, NBA Top Shot is both a head of product responsible for features, performance, and the app, as well as a head of commercial responsible for day-to-day content, campaigns, and marketing. In our previous structure, NBA Top Shot had a single GM. We have moved away from this structure in order to speed up the product development.
Where's the head of economics here?
Not only that, who's running the? They literally did not answer this.
Well, what they're saying is they're trying to have they're like a board, maybe is what they're trying.
What they're saying is you guys really wanted to know who the new GM was. Instead of that, now there's two positions and you don't know either of them.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
My first boss said famously about things on our job site, if multiple people own something, nobody owns it, right? So if multiple people are running something, nobody's running it.
Yeah, I agree. I think especially going back to the tech stuff, if you have a startup, you have to have someone who's definitively in charge steering the ship. I don't think there is any way you can make decisions by group, by majority rules. I don't think that works in a tech company.
Well, I think this is a pretty good jumping off point, but I want to make sure we talk about historicals because John, I do.
Yes.
They're gonna do some anthologies.
More.
More. That's basically what we got. Can we jump to Roham now? Because I think when we go back,
does this say anything? Does it say about when LeBron's gonna get his or nothing?
I think they already said it's after he retires. No.
Yeah.
Oh, God, so we got to wait for 3 years.
No, but they said other ones are coming in 2023.
Yes.
Don't worry.
Thank
But
God.
I think this is a good jumping off point over here because when, like you guys were saying, right, if there's no one in charge, someone is in charge. And it was made clear today based on former employees and current employees, which, again, everybody keeps highlighting that it was former. There was also some current employees in there. Saying that there's one person who's pushing all of the buttons here, and it's Roham. And so I've talked at length about this for a while today. So I don't want to just keep talking about it. I feel like we should hear some other people. So to set the table, the article came out from, was it Block? The Block about Roham. And it was basically this. It was Diplo in a yacht, which we all knew. It's that he's living the high life right now and he's vibing a little bit. And I think none of that is concern. Not that it's not concerning. That's whatever. However, if he's saying that he's using that money because like the Top Shot, the Dapper money, because he's like, the only way we succeed is if I get on those fucking jets, baby, and I cozy up next to Tiger Woods, y'all. Right. And then that becomes a little bit concerning. Then there was also this environment that's been created in the workplace, micromanagement, poor leadership, blah, blah, blah. That is basically what we heard today. I don't know. Who wants to go first? Who wants to jump in on this? Because I think we're going to have some fun here.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it doesn't surprise me. Partly because toxic work environment kind of is the norm, unfortunately, for a tech startup company. It is. It really is. It's kind of sad.
Sick.
But yeah, I mean, I think the thing that stands out to me is like, look, like none of us expect Roham to like it's not egregious necessarily that he's spending money to go make sure he's rubbing elbows with the right people and doing all this, but it seems like excessive. It does not even cover it. Like it seems like this is about Roham, not about Dapper Labs and Top Shot.
Sure, right? Like that is true, except that we have learned that he is the leader of Dapper and NBA Top Shot. So like they are connected, right?
I mean, you can frame it that way. You can say, "Oh yeah, I took all my college friends out for lunch and I'm going to write this off as a expense." But I don't know. Wait, what are you asking? Maybe I'm not understanding.
No, sorry. I thought you were saying that they were like two separate things. Like that this article is about Roham, it's not about Dapper.
Oh, no. I'm saying it's about both. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. My bad. I misinterpreted that. That was my bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just saying it seems like I think there's some valid pushback from a couple people who are like, oh yeah, like you have to spend the money to do this. And it's like, well, yeah, to an extent. But if Roham's the one chartering this yacht, if Roham's the one paying so he can like be BFFs with Drake and like go and tickle each other and cuddle in a corner, like that's just over the top. Like that is not, especially, when like things are not in a good place. Like you're not printing money like you used to be. And I know he sent out that email being like, oh, we're loaded with cash. Like, but I think we all know 2023 is not going to be nearly as profitable as the last 2 years. And he's going to have to explain that to investors. And so I don't know, maybe stop blowing like $20K a night at your hotel. Like in order for a startup to work, like I think a lot of tech CEOs get a God complex, partly because in software, you're building like something from nothing. And you can get this feeling like, holy cow, like there was nothing here. And I made this entire thing. And like, look at all these people it's affecting. Look how much money we're making, blah, blah, blah.
That's how I feel about Team Holden.
That's fair.
Not me. Goddamn Canadian status.
But
my take is that this is somewhat of an overblown deal because okay, number one, he's a CEO of a fucking $1 billion company, whatever. Like these dudes are gonna spend some money. They're gonna do things that us freaking blog boys aren't really gonna be used to, right? And stuff like that. And
speak for yourself,
my
John.
takeaway from reading the article was, there was a specific thing that said, hey, or a couple, I don't really know, I kind of skimmed it, but there was a couple things that said, hey, this was put on the marketing budget. But like, I doubt like single thing that Roham's done in the last 2 years has been on Dapper's
No.
right? Like,
I think that's the least of it.
Yeah.
Right. And so like how he lives his life and all that shit is not really that big of a deal to me, right? And we know that he's worth a lot of money, independent of like Dapper's success, I guess. Like he's got his own net worth, right? And like he's got sorry, I'm not saying like
John is fucking on the payroll, dude. This is the first Top Shot. Now he's like,
sorry.
I think what John is saying is he can spend his own money without it being like a
Top Shot could fall apart tomorrow and never like literally go BK or whatever, and he's like still going to be like he's going to have his own net worth and no, what do you mean no? It's not like all of his money is in flow or something.
No. We were laughing at the comment.
No. I'm saying
oh.
I'm pushing back. I think if Dapper went under, I think his net worth would absolutely fall off a cliff. Like, yeah, he wouldn't be homeless, but he wouldn't be taking PJs all the time. Like, he would have to drastically scale back his lifestyle.
I mean, I don't know. I think that's just all speculation about where his money's at and stuff. But like, I guess my point is like,
we know
because
where his
Dapper, you don't, whatever.
You don't know him, Jeb.
Maybe he's just sitting on fat stacks of cash, dude. He already freaking turned it all his flow.
But hold on,
but I'm saying like,
okay.
Like, I guess my broader point is like, yeah, Dapper as a whole and Top Shot and All Day have like shit off a cliff over the last 12 months, but like that doesn't necessarily mean like Roham's like, I don't know, like amount of money or his lifestyle or whatever needs to like perfectly correlate to that, right? Like they're like he's still going to be a very well off dude with whatever he doing whatever he wants to do and staying at nicer hotels than we're used to and shit like that.
I think part of being a great leader, though,
I don't know if you guys poor. Okay, I don't know if you're getting
that. No, I think part of being a great leader is, you know, when things aren't good, not like, and I don't think Roham is, you know, maliciously going out and like in the Slack being like, yeah, guys, I just dropped $30K on this like this steak and this.
It honestly
this
sounds
night.
like he might be doing that.
I mean, he might be doing that too. But my point is like, that's where being like a good leader matters, is when things aren't good.
Sorry,
when things aren't good, like CEOs of other companies get criticized all the time of being extremely tone deaf. And this is what that is. This is just super tone deaf, where you are going and spending money and like writing it off as marketing, and then you're firing 38% of your staff. Like, the two do not match. If things were great and Roham's doing that, no one would be complaining. But people are complaining because it's like, dude, on one side, like, you're cutting costs because you're trying to extend the runway. I don't know. You could extend the runway by not like spending $40K a night to go out to dinner and like have a hotel. Like, there are other ways to do it. And part of being a real leader that leads innovation and like actually changes the world, which is what he claims he wants to do, is someone who is like on board with the team and is like boots on the ground there to like push the agenda. I mean, maybe he does that too, from what it sounds like, maybe not in a nice way, but someone who is like focused on that rather than focused on, you know, experiencing this life that they didn't have access to until recently because Top Shot like moonshot.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Like, I don't think this is the most important part of the article. Like, I'm down that we're talking about it. I think there's like something else in here that it's important to touch on, but I do agree. I feel like this whole entire piece like lacked emotional intelligence from him. And whether that's just like the tone deafness, like for a good example, today before this stream started, and for those of you that watched 89 Cavs an hour ago, I was rocking a hoodie right now. I was rocking a hoodie, but it was cold because it was cold, so I put a hoodie on, and it's this one right here because I got some merch in the mail today. But I didn't think that was going to be emotionally intelligent to rock a so rare hoodie while we were talking about the demise of Roham. So I took it off before the stream started because I used my emotional intelligence. And that is like, I agree with you, Jeb. Like, if you
and what part of the emotional intelligence is you bringing it up right now?
Because I do not give a fuck.
There we go.
But truly, like, I agree with you. Like, especially because I'm sure some of those people that were let go worked closely with him, or maybe still work there, and saw some of their colleagues get moved, and then we're just like, wait, what am I booking for you tonight? Like, what am I doing? Stuff like that. I think there's something there.
And I'll say, not the person who decided to speak up and act like they weren't part of the problem, but, you know, us seeing someone like Dave step away, I think is very clear, like the reasoning why, because we all know, like, before he worked with Dapper, he had an incredible resume. This was not a guy that came in and like came out of nowhere and was trying to prove himself. This is an established professional who took on a big role and crushed it. Like, given the parameters that he had, and he decided to leave because he's just like, yeah, this is not worth any amount of money you're throwing at me. Like
I mean, we didn't say that, right? We're speculating that.
I'm speculating.
Yeah.
But the timing seems pretty on point here.
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that him and AJ both voluntarily left, they said that they're leaving. It's not, they weren't fired. They were not part of the cuts.
I think AJ was a cut. No.
Yeah, AJ was a cut.
No, AJ also voluntarily left.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's yeah, and then the PPE, dude. If Janie is someone who was the VP of growth and sat there as users just fell off a cliff, and there is not a single person in that company.
We don't need to engage with PPE. He's just here to chill. So easy. Don't let it bug you. Okay, so I'll just clarify my earlier statement. Right, I'm not like Team Roham here.
No, it's too late, dude. Joe's a tattoo.
The only thing that I'm saying is relative to the lifestyle that they discussed, right? And if the whole freaking thing was on the Dapper marketing tab, then that's a different conversation. But relative to that lifestyle, I'm just saying, like, I don't think Roham's network is correlated 1-to-1 to like the price of LeBron's TSD, right? The Top Shot market could be shitty, and Dapper could be failing as a company, and Roham could still be doing fine because he invested in other shit and he's got a million other ways to gain his own money and do whatever the fuck he wants. So, anyways, but getting back to the point at hand about how does that look with the company, right? And then obviously whenever they come out with one of these pieces, right, especially when 40% of the company's been laid off in the last couple months, right, it's going to be a lot of the negativity side, right? It's going to be
no one's going there to say nice stuff.
No one's going there to prop them up. But I mean, it is kind of things that we've heard behind the scenes, right? And we've known that it's kind of the environment that was outlined a little bit in that article. So I think it's, somewhat of a good thing for that to come to light. Whether it's, I don't know.
I think Ryan brings up an important question that I've been wondering the whole time. I've been wondering this since we got on, from the beginning. What is going on? John?
We got so we got two pups now, or we got two pups now, right? We had one, we got another little terror, and just no chair is safe with him when they stay home alone. So I've got a lot of stuff going on in this room over here because we locked the door and pretty much put everything off the ground. So
I also want to share. MJA said Top Shot was doing much better than when iRacer was the community mod and getting lucky pulling of #1 cereals. I listen to go back to the task at hand, right? I agree that there are and a lot of times like this, right? In pieces like this, when you're hearing from former employees, although I will say it was 11 and some of them still work there. That's a pretty big number. Normally when it's a hit piece, it's we talked to 3 people.
My favorite part was one of the paragraphs was according to 4 of the employees, blah 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 blah. It's okay, I don't really know how that works. Did they all corroborate the exact same sentence? And you're all right, cool. 4 of these guys all agreed on this.
But
I thought that was pretty funny.
I think, I could speak to in vague terms, but I've talked to a bunch of people over the last couple of months, but also in the last couple of days who are still there and used to be there. And there's no agenda when talking to me. I don't have a real audience or anything. You know what I mean? No one needs to you win me over. I'm not going to do anything. And I'm 5'7", but
Roham didn't even DM you. So.
Yeah, you get the DM. But I've talked to a handful of people currently working there and not working there who I don't think anybody was wow, I can't believe that came out. Do you know what I mean? You're not seeing anyone publicly or privately saying that's horseshit.
No one has defended this piece at all.
Right. What'd you say?
No one has defended, has pushed back against this piece that currently
works
there.
And I'm
with any sort of cryptic tweet, anything privately DM'd, anything if
Not
anything,
so
and
he has been going hard in the street
that works or has worked at this company.
The closest I've seen to,
if not any, the opposites happen. We've heard more people, come
Yeah,
forward and
that's
either
that
talk
was
to
pretty
us
interesting.
or like, hey, like I worked like with this company, not even at it, and
Yeah.
like it was
Yeah.
terrible. Blah blah blah.
I think
like,
we've
all
heard a
this stuff.
lot. We've heard a lot of that, of people working with Dapper and
Oh my
having,
God.
yeah, because they speak a lot more freely about it because it's not their company that they're talking about.
Yeah.
Somebody
I know
popped
that.
in my Discord. It's like, hey, today they were like, hey, I haven't really been active for the last 9 months, but I was doing some contract work for Dapper, and it was as shitty as that article sounded, and yada yada yada. Here's a couple things that happened. I was like, holy fuck.
I mean, I can just speak from personal experience anytime that I've worked with them. Like,
Yeah.
it's super last minute. It happens like a day before, and then like it's a lot of the same from everyone I've talked to, that they're like, oh yeah, they had a really good idea, and then I had to talk with them I know someone who works with the NBA that had a really tough time getting them to do any sort of follow through, and this was something for Dapper. It wasn't even like the NBA being like, you need to do this for us. This was them working with them to make something happen, and they just couldn't get anything done. And I mean, yeah, so like, it's the same stuff that we've been saying forever that is now just being highlighted. And I was trying to point this out earlier today because I think a lot of the conversation, there's like these camps that are forming right now. And there's a lot of people who are still bullish and like, whatever, I'm still bullish on Top Shot, but are still bullish and are just like, I am like long term. I am. I just think it needs a grenade in there. But people have like, they're saying, dude, we already knew this. Like, why is this even a big deal? Grow the fuck up. And it's like, yeah, but you know what? It's a little bit different when someone else points a light at it. Right? Like, it does feel a little bit different. Like, we're saying the same shit, but now there's like other Web3 people that I know that are like, wow, that looks pretty bad. And like, perception's reality with a lot of this stuff. And so I do wonder.
I think that's the biggest thing is that comment of perception's reality, right? It's like, people can think bad and then see it's bad and like have assumptions on stuff, and then when stuff like this comes to light, it's just another like negative chink in the armor, right?
Right.
And like, I mean, this was something that I threaded about or whatever the hell, like right like before the season started, but it's like, you know part of growing Top Shot back, right, and getting Top Shot back to whatever it is, and I don't even know what that may be, right? But let's say it's double the people or something, right? It's 10,000 people instead of 5,000, right?
Don't let
they have-
Shark hear that. Top Shot Shark is gonna get like, actually, it would be 12,500 says the
Yeah,
Sharkies.
Yeah, he's like, well, if you look at this certain day, we had 7,000 people here. But if Top Shot's gonna grow, right? And I'm not saying like, when China have 100,000 users again, but I'm saying grow from 5,000 to 15,000 or whatever. I don't know, like whatever. That's like seems like a reasonable growth number. They need to, number one, make a lot of good product, choices and innovations, right? Which I think they do well, right? The app is a good step, the website looks great, the moments look great, all that shit, right? And while we argue about why they could be more innovative with stuff they do, whatever, they're typically pretty innovative in that nature, right? So they need to do that, right? They need to have like the like hype machine kind of start again, right? They need to get like people that are excited about Top Shot, and in my opinion, that doesn't really happen with the current delivery method that they have, and the pace that when they're coming out with moments and stuff like that. How we just talked about some of the rookies, and then the third thing is like they need to just like hit home runs. They need to like not fuck up, right? They need to have not negative stuff that comes up to help continue that momentum going, right? And a year ago we're talking about like, oh wow, they fucked up this randomization, and oh wow, they did this wrong or that wrong, and every week somebody's going on a spaceship being like, hey, this is something that we screwed up, we're going to figure it out, and that seemed like a big deal. And now it's like, looking back on that, it's like, I wish we were still talking about like the Donovan Mitchell randomization thing, right? Like it's like
Right?
it's gotten way worse, right?
There's so many
like,
things that have slipped through the cracks, right? Because we only have this communication every once in a while.
yeah.
And on top of that, too, because we continue to see these cuts, this is the other thing that bums me out. Like, and this isn't Dapper specific, this is like companies, this corporations, whatever. But when you have layoffs like this never affects the people at the top. Like, this is now the people who are like grinding, who were already probably had a tough job, now are doing like 2 or 3 people's jobs. And you're going to see more of this because those are the people that are going to be impacted. There's going to be more errors in whether it's like Discord mods and stuff like that. There's going to be way more of that because they don't have the power, the human power to do it anymore. I totally agree.
And I think one of the things that I wanted to touch on that and it's kind of two different points, but it's the same point in the end is like, I saw in Discord today, Brian, who I love to death is like, well, yeah, he's like, I mean, my relationship with Dapper is the same as my relationship with the NFL, right? It's like I don't like Roger Goodell or I don't like why they make certain decisions, but I love watching football and I'm still gonna watch football and I don't really care who's in charge of the NFL, right? And so and kind of making that point, right? And then like the other side of things is like, when I was posting some stuff about, the way things have happened in Top Shot since October, since the season started over the last 4 months, and people are like, oh, well, the macro environment or oh, did you, are you worried about stocks that are down or are you worried about, Ethereum that's down or up or whatever? And the answer to kind of like both of those things is like, you don't you don't care about the NFL's decisions from Goodell and you don't care about like the price of a blue chip mutual fund because those things are like ingrained and have been around for hundreds of years and like have shown the ability to like bounce back yeah. But I mean like I mean to your point it's true. It's like there is a confidence of being able to like wait it out a little bit. And it's you can't just take that same mindset over to Top Shot and be like, oh yeah, I mean, like I don't really care about my Apple stock, but so my moments are going to be fine too. It's like it's a whole different thing. You got to have like a more like scrutinizing lens to it.
Well, and that is like legit what my whole philosophy was like during initial dips was I was like, oh, I wasn't planning on selling this stuff anyways. Like, so whether it's I bought it at 50 and it's now 35. I didn't really care because I was like, oh, I'm holding on to this. But it's not about that anymore. It's not about like the singular purchase. It's now about like this big picture infrastructure of this entire organization that feels like they are a shit show. And that's where the concern comes, right? So it's not about like, oh, what are you going to do? Refresh your account every day? It's like, no, but I'm nervous that I won't have an account.
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, like it is like trading crypto or trading like day trading stocks. Like if something's going down, you get out and realize those losses. Like you don't just keep watching it go down as more bad news comes out that affects the stock. Or if there are stocks that have held throughout this dip, and those are the ones you hold. So
like ballers.
I also like that. I also like that it's compared to like all stocks versus like as if there hasn't been any stock that's gone to zero or any like company that's gone bankrupt. Like it's like, okay, like, yeah, okay. Like all stocks are like, yes, you don't sell them all eventually. Like, yeah, it's like,
it is true. Like we use whatever argument that like best keeps our mind at peace. Right.
Well, I mean, honestly, like, cause I posted about like how shit's tanked off in the rares and legendaries since the beginning of the NBA season. And somebody's like, oh, well, like, have you thought about the macro environment of the economic?
Oh my God, that Twitter thread.
I know I was bashing my head in, but like at first glance when I read that, I was just tossing the chair around. But when I first read it, I was like, oh, like, I don't know, maybe that's a good point. Let me go check it out. Right. And then I looked like ETH is up 20% since October. Bitcoin's up 25% since October. Like the S&P 500's up 10%. Like all these like macro things are up, and then like flow is down 20%, and then like obviously Top Shot's down, and so it's like people get that in their head of like a couple months ago everything was bad, so like yeah, Top Shot's still bad, and then like like things have started to bounce back, and like Top Shot's still bad, but like it's like people kind of can't separate from that, right?
And that's the thing, right? Like if it is a well-run machine that I enjoy and I'm having a good time with, and it's a shit show. Oh, I mean, and like prices are down, I can like live with that. Or if it's a broken product and the prices are mooning, I can live with that. But it can't be broken and poor. Like I need like one of those dots to like keep me in. And I think that's what's been happening. And somebody was who brought this up today, because like the thing that I keep saying is like some semblance of accountability would be nice. Like some honest dialogue with leadership would be helpful. And a lot of people were like, well, what does accountability look like? Like, they're not going to come out and apologize. And I'm like, not looking for an apology, but like, you know what would have been cool in that blog? This is what like accountability would have looked like. They're like, hey, you know what? The LeBron thing, I totally understand the confusion that happened with how we were like doing it. And from here on out, that's not how we're going to do it. And here's how we're going to do it. Right. Like, actually take some ownership into it instead of being like, you know what? We had this new idea. Like that like it wasn't a talking point for 3 days. Right. And I think that goes, to me anyways, when we're talking about leadership, that goes a long way in giving me like hope that you're at least having these fucking conversations as like a team, being like, okay, wow, this is a boo-boo. I don't need you to say sorry, but like, I do need you to change your behavior. And I feel like we don't even get that.
Well, I mean, that's kind of part of like the whole, and I fucking hate Web3, but everybody, says Web3, this, Web3, whatever. But like, that's part of like the whole Web3 thing is like you're doing it with your fucking community, right? You're building a community with it and all that stuff. And like, like nothing they do is really along those lines, right? It's like,
No, not at all.
and before the freaking, people that are like yes, the team captains are great. They do great stuff. They have great communities with all that.
No.
I'll never say anything bad about that. But that's not like really what that means in my opinion, right? Like building the community is like having stuff that everybody that's talking about Top Shot can galvanize around, right? Or having stuff that like gets kind of people going in the same direction on things. And for the last 18 plus months, it's just been, people going in opposite directions at things. And, that's like, that's what they need to be doing. I think what you're saying is like having some accountability with that and having some like being real with people and being like, hey, this is things have been bad, right? And we are doing something different, or we've got a new plan or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Besides, like, I mean, like we just read through the blog for 20 minutes and like the January blog I thought was decent. This is just blowing smoke up everybody's ass, right? Like this is just like nothing. Nothing is in this blog besides, a little bit of
Packing's cool.
stuff about the pack news and the refund, right? Like that's great, but everything else is just totally blowing smoke up everybody's ass. And it's just like people read it and it's just like, okay, well, whatever. Like it doesn't even mean anything.
Well, and time passes. Like I keep thinking, like you brought up the Donovan Mitchell thing again. I like can't believe that was this series where it was like, hey, we did learn from our mistakes. We're gonna be like very thoughtful with our minting. And then within like 12 games of the NBA season, we had 2 Donovan Mitchell rares on his new team. And it was like, whoa. But instead of having like a normal, there was like no dialogue around. There was no conversation. It was just like something that happened in the VIP chat where they were like, #my bad, we won't do it again. And then there was no dialogue because this is how we communicate is just through these blogs. And listen, I know there's going to be plenty of people that are going to be like, well, you know what? No matter what they would say, people would complain about it. And there's truth in that. But at least you can have a conversation around that. Like I can understand where you're coming from because right now I get manipulative words every 30 days,
Yeah.
And the other thing, one more thing about the blog. I know I've already brought this up. This drives me nuts. It's crazy to me that they changed their entire communication philosophy because they hired one person that was bad at it. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the reason they stopped doing it is because they had someone who was or multiple people who were just like tweeting out alpha or saying things they weren't supposed to say. Like why change your entire philosophy because you have people that aren't good at it? Instead, just like get people that are good at that aspect of it. Like Jacob, I feel Jacob probably hates us now. I love Jacob. I feel like Jacob was really good at that. He was really good at being like, dude, appreciate your question, man. We'll definitely think about this one. Have a great weekend, brother. Like,
send me that list you had. I know you got more. Send it over, man. We'll review it.
And like that to me.
I just joined Top Shot last week and I got a ton of ideas.
Hey man, Jacob, how you doing? Good, man. I get that. And like I really, I don't know. I think it's a disservice the way that they're doing it right now. That's me. But.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think none of us, I don't think even the most hardcore like Top Shot people are like just ecstatic about the product right now. I think they're holding on because they're like, you know what, I think it'll get better. Let's give them time. No one is excited like they were like even during series 2. Like
the closest I got was the LeBron pack. I did get excited. I mean, John.
Yeah.
I mean, John. You used to have 4 jerseys up there, but you sold one of them because you had to pay for all those LeBron packs.
Yeah, dude.
I
had
can't
to
believe
get
you
some.
guys bought those, but
No regrets, man. I had a
Sorry, I
blast.
had a lot of fun. I had fun, John. I was just hanging out with my community and vibing.
I know, but like
just
they were
collecting
still
and connecting, John.
But Jeb, like even though you knew those were bad and you didn't get any to your credit, there was still some like I don't know. There felt like some hype around what we were doing. It was exciting for a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I just saw it kind of as more of a money grab.
Yeah, it
when-
was. They crushed it.
Evil Wizard Money Gang strikes again.
Yeah. Also, shout out Jeb's tweet, by the way. Everyone should go check that out. Is there? I don't know. We're an hour and 11 in. I actually feel like we're doing pretty good. I thought this was going to go 5 hours. How do we feel? Do we feel like? Did we miss anything here? Do we feel like we were fair? Did we cover the stuff that we needed to cover?
Yeah, I think we did. I really quickly want to say that Paul Reed just dropped a 43 on So Rare. I told you
Called it.
he was going to go off. Yeah,
Called it.
Paul Reed to the moon, baby.
Shout out Paul Reed. I'm excited to see how all my lineups tanked after tonight.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that well, but
yeah,
Franz and Portis didn't deliver.
I feel like Franz had like, oh, maybe he didn't do any of the peripherals. TST, I feel like I've talked over you a bunch of times tonight. Do you feel like your voice was heard? Was there anything else that you want to get out there that we haven't covered?
I feel like my voice was adequately heard, and I just opened my celebration packs as you reminded me, and I pulled a Dennis Schroeder and got slightly excited for
because there's a Laker.
a millisecond.
I know. I have a lot of those.
Oh man. I guess like quickly, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think there's anything to talk about on So Rare. So Rare announced go ahead.
I mean, the thing that pissed me off the most today is that I can't invest. I'm not over that yet.
We
can close with that. Well, hold on.
Wait, can we really quickly talk about the So Rare announcement? Actually,
yeah,
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, so they basically announced that you can like earn coin, and then like use that in their store. Not earn coin, win coin,
like loyalty points.
Yeah,
they call them
you kind of already could, I think.
No.
Yeah, so this is like version 2.0. But before, all you could buy was like banners.
We didn't know about it, so
1.0 for the shot tank bros.
So like
we weren't there then, dude. So this is new for us.
You could buy a bunch of banners and like stuff that like are digital and you can't sell.
Oh, you can buy digital stuff, but now it's physical stuff.
Yeah, you can buy.
Now it's both. Now it's both.
Yeah. Whatever. That's good.
You can buy time shop.
I think the funny thing about that, I thought, was it obviously. Is like it's almost a year to the day that the Roham blog came out saying, "Hey, this is coming to Top
before the end of the year."
I
still hasn't come to Top Shot, and then So Rare said, "Hey, you're gonna be able to earn digital currency to spend on physical merchandise. Come on over, baby."
I saw Jeb's tweet on that too. That today was like, "I love this idea that Roham had a year ago." I wanted to share this tweet too. One more thing on this. I was so proud of this only because of fucking dumb it is. So I went back through my tweets and I was like, hey, I remember on March 15th, we could talk pack prices, collector score, oversupply, and whatever else until we're blue in the face. But until the infrastructure of the organization is addressed, it doesn't matter. So this was like almost a year ago, March 15th. But what I loved about it, I just said, beware the eyes of March. Do you guys remember when Janie tweeted something out that was like, beware the eyes of June or whatever it was? Because there was going to be like a big announcement about the Top Shot conference. It's just one piece of shit.
So I think a good way to wrap is okay. So we kind of know what the balance of the Top Shot season is now, right? I mean, it's going to be. Who knows? Maybe I think we do, right? There's going to be probably a shit ton of more hot packs that nobody's going to be that stoked about. Then there's going to be this Top Shot 50, a couple more, like an MGLE wave this week. An MGLE wave later, probably the Top Shot 50, the Rookie Revelation. Those are the two big legendaries. And then whatever the fuck they choose to do for the playoffs this year, which they, high hopes, baby, high hopes. Let's just put it that way. Maybe they figure it out. But like that's then we're at the end of series 4. What is getting people excited, right? What is going to make people excited between now and June?
Between now and June?
Oh, now and the end of the season, right? Like
Nothing.
what is like, are people excited about the Top Shot 50? Are people excited about the rookie revelation? Or are they just like, we got some money back, let me give it a whirl? Or
I think there will be some excitement around those 2 drops. I do, especially because they're rewarding the people. Well, in a way, they're rewarding the people that are already like pretty deep in it, and there's going to be more excitement for them to buy it because it's almost at a discounted rate, and they're legendary. So I do think there'll be some excitement around that, but not to the extent. I know what you're saying. I don't think we're going to see any like massive excitement.
yeah, I mean, I guess what I was thinking through was like, they've gone to this method of these like stealth hit pack drops, basically, right? Where it's like blog, packs are for sale, boom, like whatever, right? And in my opinion, that's just like kind of stupid, because the fun part about Top Shot is like a little bit of the hype, right? And the anticipation and
Right.
like
Like the
talking
LeBron.
through the stuff and like and even like this MGLE pack drop. Like I just and I get it, it's only for like reserve and blah 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 blah, whatever. But like it's basically the exact same thing that just dropped like or however many weeks ago for wave 1, right? And now it's just a bunch of new players, pretty much the exact same setup. Like here's another similar blog where you can watch them all, and go reserve them for 69, right? And like
Nice.
I don't know, I just think that if they, and like to their credit, they're trying to get people going on this Top Shot 50 and voting on stuff or whatever, but like there needs to be a campaign around it, right? There needs to be like something with the rookie revelations. Like let's like hear from some rookies. Like let's see some cool stuff. Like let's like I don't know, make it be like a Twitter thing. Make it like make people excited about it. Don't just drop a blog, drop the reservation link,
A
send it
podcast.
out onto the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like that's like part of what we had a lot of fun with, you know, a while ago, right? Is like talking about the packs and looking at the moments and whatever. And granted, it's kind of hard now that there's just so many freaking moments of every player and there's not really many of us hanging around. But like,
Well, they've
like
made it feel like a Tuesday meeting, right? Like it's like,
yeah,
oh, it's work,
exactly.
you know? It's not like, oh my God, it's Tuesday. We have a pack drop. It's like, oh,
Right.
it's 1:00. So from like 1 to 1:30, I have that staff meeting. Like that is what they've like turned it into in a way.
Yeah.
Sorry, John, I cut in.
Well,
I got too
and I
excited
think
about
this point is interesting from Andrew, is like, so like I get what you're saying, right? Like these are the only legendaries from series 4, more than likely, right? These are the 2 main legendary packs. Like
Mhm.
people should be excited about legendaries, whatever, right? But like I don't know, just the part that I just think about is like exactly what we just went through for Palo, where between whenever the Top Shot 50 drops and whenever the awards come out, right, which is probably like, I don't know, maybe a 6-week period or something, he's going to get like 3 moments, right? And like that are all relatively scarce. And so it's just kind of like weird. Like why, like that in itself is like, why would you be stoked about X rookie revelation moment, right?
I think
When he's getting another one and then he's getting another one.
I think the thing that's going to be really tough for them to come back from, at least with this current user base, right? If there's another boom and a bunch of new users come in, like who cares? This doesn't matter. But I think one of the things that they're going to just continue to battle is they made us believe, or they created a game in which a lot of the moments that aren't actually worth anything were worth something. And so now we're saying, well, it's just really the rookie revelations in the top 50, right? So now we've gone from like all these moments having some value to be like, really, you only need to be here for like a couple of those drops outside of like stuff you want to pick up in the marketplace. I think it's just hard to win people back after something like that happens. And that's an uphill battle. And that is definitely their fault, but it's also, I understand why some of this stuff happened, but I just think that's going to be hard to come back from.
Yeah.
I mean, even if, so like, yes, there's obviously going to be the brand names, right? Like your you're going to be stoked if you pull a Luka Hollow or whatever we're calling it, Top Shot 50 or whatever. Like, you're going to be stoked if you pull the good players. But like, like, how excited are you to pull? I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of it. Like Miles Turner, right? I don't know if Miles Turner is a top 50 NBA player or not, but like, how stoked are you to pull a Miles Turner, right? Or like no Fred Van Vliet, right? Like sorry TST, love the Raptors, but
if he gets in the top 50,
like I don't know. I
Pretty
mean, these
excited.
guys are probably,
I know you mean.
they're probably all
Jimmy
fringe
Butler.
top 50
Jimmy
guys,
Butler.
right?
Right,
Jimmy
like
Butler, like
11 to
these are
40,
all
49.
fringe top 50 guys, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
like, what makes you excited about that? Like, they have a fuck ton of legendaries already that are worth $250. Like, I don't know, like it's just not the same. Maybe I'm just too much of a numbers guy, and I'm not like, I need to go watch more moments or something. But like, I don't know, it just seems weird to me. Like,
Well,
the if okay, so and here's my counterpoint, I guess, to Andrew is like, okay, if a guy in the mid 30s, I don't know, let's just bring up like Julius Randle, right? If Julius Randle, like, this was like one of his only moments on the platform this year, like, maybe I'd be a little bit more excited about it, right? But like, I mean, I don't know, I just made that up. I don't know Julius Randle's numbers off the top of my head, but like, he's got a bunch of other moments, right? He's going to have some rares, he's going to have some comments, he's going to have some fandoms, he's going to have plenty of things that are out there for Series 4. And so it's like, yeah, this is another legendary. It adds to his legendary supply that it's already probably too much. And why should I be that excited about it? And it's like, it's the same thing for the rookies. Like, I challenge anybody in the chat to go look at the list of rookies right now and tell yourself you're going to get excited about all 20 of them. You're not. You're not. You're gonna
like
maybe be excited about 8 or 10 of them. Yeah.
Cool. Pretty good stuff.
Good stuff on that note.
Don't forget about all the playoff moments coming.
Hell yeah.
But I can't wait for playoffs to roll around, because I put together a fucking pearl of a thread last year before playoffs that was like the most bitchin' structure, had how we're gonna burn stuff, how we're gonna evolve things into other things, and it was a beautiful Ponzi. Didn't amount in a lot of supply. Really rewarded people who are investing in teams throughout the playoffs. I'm just literally going to retweet it, or maybe I'll just copy it and do it same thread and just sit it back out there, because there's no chance they're going to do it, and it's a great idea. So for any of you,
if you do it a week before,
John's excited for playoff moments.
John's a company man at this point. Clearly,
he is a company man, dude. Dude, show me the Top Shot hoodie. Also, it is crazy. I have so rare merch already. Like, just throwing that out there. I mean, I guess I did get an NBA Top Shot shirt, but all right, quickly, let's I'm gonna hit this a little bit. If you guys missed the morning show today, I outlined it quite a bit, but we're doing a fun little oversubscribe campaign where we're raising some funds because we're continuing to grow. And instead of doing a Patreon or like a VIP type thing, this is like a one-time investment where basically you get an opportunity to make a little money off us if we make money. So like, it could also go to zero, but there's a little bit of cut of all of the revenue. And like, I'm going to try to do this as fast as I can, but basically what we're doing, we're raising money to be able to hire a graphic designer and editor. Shout out Veronica, who's going to help us with our shorts and stuff. And so all of our revenue over the next 3 years is going into one pool, into an LLC. That's the Team Hold LLC. And then 13.5% of that goes back into investors. I definitely recommend checking out the show from this morning where we really broke it down, or getting in the Discord. We got 19 days left. We've already raised 4,900, which is pretty exciting, 18%. So if you have any, I'm not going to do like the full sell, but if you have any questions on it, hit me up in the Discord. I really like the fact that we've already had 20 people invest is pretty dope. So I appreciate everyone for doing it. I just dropped a link in the chats, in the Discord, all that stuff. So
John, have you done EV calculations on this investment yet?
Oh yeah, dude.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say it's gonna be plus EV.
I like it,
dude. Super virgining.
It'll at least be better than
Patrick says 13.5% where it works all the time. That's great. But yeah, seriously, if you guys have any questions, hit me up. It's I really, again, put a lot of thought into this. Didn't really want to ask people for money. So you can tell it like there was some thought put into it. We're pretty excited about it, and you can see
Would
we've
this
already.
be considered a security, and is there potential for me to be involved in a lawsuit if I invest?
No, I don't think it'll be in a lawsuit. It is considered a security, I think.
Perfect.
So yeah, there's
All I
no.
needed to hear.
How
Yeah.
much do I have to buy to get like private streams, like just a one-on-one video chat?
Oh,
About-
one-on-one
therapy
I was
session.
gonna say
Okay.
by doing it, you do get a private stream. But
okay.
one-on-one, that's interesting. Honestly, just like $100, dude.
Okay, I'm in. Yeah, I'm sold.
Yeah, and that is true. I did already get a call from the SEC, so it is a security. And honestly, I did shit a brick, but they were very nice. Yeah, more like an insecurity. Also true. But yeah, so please check out that show. Don't feel pressure to do that, but if that's something you're into, hit me up. I would love to talk. And it really is open to anybody but a Canadian. Apparently, we've learned that Canadians can't do it, which is brutal because TST was going to form, I think, 80% of it. So,
Yeah, I was buying out the rest.
yeah. So that's
Canadian Teachers Union behind them.
big money.
The pension. He's putting the pension fund in Team Hold.
Like you can tell, my house is empty. I sold my house so I could invest in
It's
this.
amazing.
And I've been waiting.
It's amazing. You know what I'm gonna well actually because we're gonna do the giveaway before we get to Jeb. But just for the rest of the plugs, morning show tomorrow at 9, and then again Friday at 9, and plus I think I'm doing a content stream with Plunge on Friday now. I think we're gonna talk about the Murdoch murders. And then live before lock at 5:30. So that's what we got coming the rest of the week. TST, what you got cooking?
I filmed So Rare Game Week 38 preview before this, so just got to finish editing that. That'll go late tonight probably, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Hell yeah. JBB, what's cooking?
Not much. I've been going hard at the underdog streets for the daily NBA contest. I had a little sweat last night, but that's it, man. That's it. No, not much else going on.
We get a stream coming for underdog football playoffs.
Hey, you know what is probably a week away from launching NBA playoffs, baby.
I am ready for
Maybe
that.
we talk about streaming that for a while.
I think I'm gonna get 5 to 6 small ball lineups through, which is exciting into the semifinals. Semis.
Okay.
All right. Before we get to our last piece of
does
business,
everyone cash in a semifinal?
So like you kind of if every time you advance you cash, so you get like a little bit back every time you advance.
But at which point do you profit?
It depends how many lineups you did.
No. I mean for an individual.
If you make it out of the first round, you profit.
Yeah,
that lineup, right? But
yeah. But yeah, I think with the amount because I got 50. Yeah, this will be a plus EV contest for me.
Oh,
all right, here we go. Let's spin this thing. Oh, what's good? Okay, yeah. If you win, shoot me a DM at Mike Scarron or in the Twitter Discord. What's going on? Why is that doing that? All right,
slow mo,
baby. Rigged.
That was incredible that it was slow mo.
This is why you should invest in Team Hold.
You all could have 13.5% of this. You could all have 13.5%.
13.5%.
I'm not spinning it again. No, I'm just kidding. I'll do it one more time. Yeah, lock it. I kind of just want to give it to Zach for that. All right, let me spin it again. I'll spin it again.
So good.
Oh wait, did I just close it? What did I do?
Yeah,
you closed
it. Rug.
God, that was so good. What just happened there? All right, here we go. Let's try this one more time. That was perfect. That was perfect. If you win this thing, congrats, Team Hold. I don't know why that made me laugh, but that did. Rowdy Rod. Congratulations, man. All right, last but not least, Jeb, I know we talked about this offline. You're like, dude, we didn't have a show last week, so I get 2 minutes. There's a lot going on. But you know what, Jeb? You're still only getting 1 minute. So you're just gonna have to talk fast. So here we go. We're gonna fire up the clock here for is it the Jeb minute, the UFC strike minute? What do we call this?
It was just gotta be the Jeb minute because I could talk about anything I want.
Yeah, that's true. Anything you want. All right, you're on the clock and go.
All right. So UFC strike, a lot has happened. First of all, as you may know, I got lunch with the new GM, Rob, which I know a lot of people, GM's been a hot topic. Talking to him was actually really insightful. Seems like a very sharp guy. It made me like cautiously excited about UFC Strike. I think that the fact that they turned the burning back on and they're really starting to get back
Is that a
to
marketing expense?
John, you interrupt my minute every week.
I paused it.
But they burn. I think it's good that they're burning. We're doing challenges. We have the first pack drop in over like 6 months, and this pack drop is pretty exciting. John Jones Challenger, which I think is like an instant grail for a UFC fan. So I think these packs will be very plus EV. And then the premium packs